Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilk empath, and I just like having these little conversations on the way I feel about things. It's been a rough couple days for me. Yesterday I had a whopper of a headache. I couldn't shake it, and then I didn't sleep very good. Today is better than yesterday, but hopefully it's not as going to be as good as tomorrow. I've really been trying to practice self-care. I feel a lot of freaking emotions today, and I know as a Hilk empath, when I feel emotions like these, they're not just mine. They're not just mine. These are too many emotions for one Hilka on the 45th parallel. No, there's a lot of people, regardless of how many people they're around, there's a lot of people that they might not be scared about the same stuff everybody's scared about, but they have fear in them. And it's because everyone else is afraid, it's creating that vibration. So it's like a tuning fork. We're like tuning forks, and then that vibration of fear, it's like you walk into a a room with really loud music. It freaking can take over your heart. You know, vibration is very, very influential. So when you're sensitive and you're surrounded by people in a certain frequency, when it's good, it's good, yeah. When it's like holiday season, everyone's feeling good, we bask in it. But when there's less than favorable feelings to bask in, sometimes we struggle. We're known as lots of things. I'm also a light worker. I work in light. I know the light, and I know the love, and I embrace the love. It's rapture. It's Kundalini, life force energy. It's all of the above. But I know that because I've traveled through the shadows, and people are going through the shadows. So many collectively are having a dark night of the shadow, and I've had several, and they're uncomfortable. But when you get to the other side, you will quickly see the reward of releasing a fear, of letting go of something that no longer serves you. I'm tired of letting things go. I'm ready to usher some stuff back in. I've been on this path my whole life, and I get to stepping stones, and then occasionally I'll meet somebody else on the path, and now it's like, it's almost that I'm so hopeful that now in time, more than ever, that peace can really have a chance to take over on the whole entire planet. It really has an opportunity if people really use this time to learn about themselves. And yeah, it's ugly, the stuff with my anger that I have addressed my whole entire life, because I have never ever put my hands on anybody out of anger or frustration or love or anything out of permission, now that I think about it. Because you don't do that. You don't touch people, even if you're like, hey, I'm here, unless you have permission. Let's not get too carried away. So, and this song just totally freaking switched my brain off. Oh, when I get headaches like yesterday, man, it's like, this is how I describe the headaches that I get like yesterday. I have a tin, it looks like a little Oscar the Grouch trash can that I put the dog's food in, and it has like a little thing that flips up to lock it, because Benny's a wizard when it comes to food. He get lids off stuff like that. I keep it in the closet, and when I get these headaches, it's like sticking my head inside of that, if it were empty, and somebody beating on the side of it with like a hammer or something, and then they're screaming at me algebra questions. They're like, answer them or your life depends on it, and I'm just like frazzled all day long, and but I have them all the times, not like quite to this extent, so I'm kind of I know what to do. And luckily yesterday was overcast. That was a blessing. It was overcast. So the sensitivity that my eyes, that helped a lot. So I called this video, what did I call it? I named it Ready for Real Life. And I was just listening to this song. Here's a little synchronistic anthole by a man called Colin Hay. And Colin Hay was in a band in the 80s called Men at Work. When I was 8, 9 years old, I used my birthday money and I bought my first album. I've always loved music. I was the weird kid with the Walkman in the 80s, 90s, you know. Music was always a pleasant distraction for me. And I used to watch this show called Scrubs that I liked when I was in my late 20s. It's on 2007, that era kind of thing. Kind of like the same energies that are going on right now, 2008, with all the financial stuff and everything. A lot of the same constellations, a lot of the same star patterns in the sky to bring up the same energy. So maybe this is why and its retrograde season's about to begin. So all this stuff, you know, hey, when you think you got it all cleared out of your field and stuff, you remember more. And it might not be from this incarnation, but the last. Anyway, so Colin Hay, my first vinyl record I ever bought was Men at Work. Used to watch it on Scrubs, and then the lawyer on Scrubs just died in real life. I can't remember what his name was. Rest and thanks for your service, sir. He played a cappella. Man had a beautiful voice in real life too, you know. He played the lawyer. He just passed away, and he was only 56 years old, like 10 years older than me, you know. So anyway, if you listen to that song, go to YouTube or something. It's called Waiting for My Real Life to Begin by Colin Hay. So that's why I kind of got a little weepy in here, because I just listened to that before I started this live, and to kind of set the mood, because that's what I feel like, you know. And I think a lot of people are feeling that way, is that you had an idea of how you wanted your life to live, and for me it was, I had an idea how I wanted it to go down. But then I had a lot of pressure from other people to go to college and do something with your life and don't be a loser and all this stuff. And so I'm glad that I succumbed to that pressure, because, I mean, just because I'm not using my college degree or my education or my work experience now doesn't mean that I can't still use it here and help people, you know. I can just add it on my list of things that I can help people with, you know. If you want to do videos, if you got a message that you want to share and you want to do videos and you don't know how to do it, like any of it, I can help, you know. I can help. There's so many ways that I can help people while I'm waiting for my real life to begin. Because I'm not, you know, it's like Groundhog's Day, and I've talked about this in videos before, living the same day over and over, even if it's stuff that you want to do, it's not fun. It's not. I love my dogs more than anything else. I love my mom. They're all I got. Just I like to go to the laundromat. And that was yesterday. And no, I didn't go to the laundromat. I had a headache too bad. But yesterday, it was like when I want to escape, you know? Because I don't know, escapism is really coming up big, because also we have a full moon in Scorpio coming up on the 5th? 6th? 7th? And it's like really soon, but when I look at the moon, I'm like, how is it going to be full? Like, because it's only here, anyway, I don't know, it surprises me every month. But more and more people are feeling these feelings. And so the sensitive types are picking up on what the collective are. And they don't know the difference between if these are their feelings of anxiousness, or, you know, or if you live in a or in a densely populated area, you're likely picking up on the sum of all parts, the collective feelings of everybody does it. Just more and more people have more and more distractions to tune it out. Well, they're not really aware of it, but once they become aware of it, they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, is this my fear?" You know, and ask yourself, if you're overcome with fear in some way, ask yourself, is there freaking something in the room that is a threat to me? And if you're hanging out someplace that you're in a room and there's something in the room with you that is a threat, then you might want to reconsider where you hang out. But if there's not, be present, be where your hands are. Feelings and emotions and vibes are tricky, man. They're tricky. You can get freaking low vibrational feelings in all kinds of ways. And the thing of it is everything is woo-woo. And people are like, it's not woo-woo. Yeah, it's fucking... That's the wrong attitude. Everything is woo-woo. When I think that I have an opinion of 2:30 in the morning when people are getting up, waking up. Some people wake up at the same time every morning. With anxiety, so much anxiety, think about what happens at 2:30. Bars let out. There's a lot of people that are being manipulated at that time. Bad things happen at that time. The witching, all these stuff, manipulation. I thought what people aren't always on the same wavelength, and they leave a place with somebody and they don't have the. I'm just saying, I'll let you. So when people wake up, they pick up on that, because when people drink, their ego steps in. That's what's flaring right now is my ego. That's the reality of it, is my ego is like, go run and play and wreak havoc. And my light side is like, don't, Marge, you really can't freaking accumulate the karma. You've worked too hard to clear it off, and if you rack up more at this point, I don't know if you can handle it. So, I know that when my emotions get this big, that my emotions aren't that big, that I am picking up on collective energies. And it's cool, it's just, like, it does, maybe my choice. I just watched the season finale of season 4 of Better Things. I love that show, I think Pamela and I could have some really great conversations. Yeah. That's what people are stepping into is, hey, the realest of the real, the people with actual life experience, man, they have a lot to offer. Because some of us, we've soothed our own woes, We've had to get through all the crap. All the crap that is being created just because somebody made a rule and decided they want it that way, and you gotta, comply. When I was in enlisting, I knew I was 26 when I went in. I wasn't a freaking 18-year-old kid, right out of high school. I had already freaking lived a substantial amount of life when I went in. So when I went into the recruiter, I was probably older than the recruiter, And I was like, listen, you can't bullshit me, all right? This is last option central, okay? So you don't have to give, because they have scripts. Everybody has a script. They want numbers. So they'll tell you whatever you want to get you to recruit. And I'm like, you don't have to do that with me. You got this number, because I was going to trade 6 years for a bachelor of whatever, and I did it. But they also got 1.5 inches out of me, and they give me headaches. Anyway, and the recruiter was like, okay, because there's always a way of how things are done, the letter of the law and the spirit of the law kind of thing, and so they coach you. Because I'll just go down. I'm an open book, and there's things that they're like, don't talk about this and don't talk about that. The recruiters are telling you that to the same entity of MEPS, the people that vet. Yeah, the vetting process. So they're like, don't stay away from this, stay away from that. Did you do that? Blah 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 blah. But my test scores were so high that they didn't care. So they're like, all right, so come on in. And they're like, well, don't judge the Air Force by this. This is just the beginning process. And then when you get to basic training, all the TIs, you know, they say that this is the real Air Force, man. This is just freaking. This is class on how to make beds for 3 hours and crap like this. Is just don't. This ain't the real Air Force, you know. Wait till you get to your first duty station, all right? Or no, they didn't say that. And then when I got to tech school, then they said the same thing, and I was like, well, gee, I've been in the military for 18 months or 6 months now. And I'm still not in the real Air Force. So am I going to get to the real Air Force? Where's this real Air Force at? So then I get to station at Offutt Air Force Base. That's not the real Air Force at all. Oh my gosh. Man, never have I ever seen such a... and then I was like... and then that's when I determined, oh, the Air Force isn't real. It's just a big pony show. A big also all the militaries are. They're resource hogs and they win. I was taught how to play chess when I was like 4 years old. I didn't like it because I never won. Because I'm just like moving, you know, making the, you know, I know how, and they'd be like, be serious. My brother would be like, be serious, because he was just using me as practice. So he'd be like, really try to win, and then you know, you play and play. You don't ever win. It's not fun. And that's what I picture that these guys are. They played chess when they were a kid, and then they can control, you know. They could foresee, you know, they could go this way, that way, you know. They can see, if they know their opponent well enough, they have an idea of which way their opponent's going to go, kind of a thing. It's a masterful game. There's a reason why brilliant people play chess. I don't play chess. I'm not brilliant. I'm not saying I'm brilliant. I don't play. I can play chess. It's not fun for me. Anyway, I'm more of a anyway. So these guys grew up in positions of an advanced, you know, best educations, best, you know, because their boys deserve it, you know, and then they grow up and and then they end up playing chess with people. And they put people over here and they say, okay, you go over here because we need oil. And there's weapons over here and they're going to get us. We don't get them first, they're going to get us. And it's just all story playing and playing chess and moving parts around and strategy and stuff like that. Well, the thing of it is it's just a game. And you can't play games with human beings. You can't play games with people's lives. It's bad karma. It's against universal law. Look it up, God, Google it. Universal law. There are laws. There's physics, gravity. There's laws that even man can't manipulate, hard as they try. And they're gonna, the next few months, they're gonna try so hard. We're gonna see the dumbest rules. It's like they think this isn't, you know, it's and it's more people are gonna be in the mindset, because I'm already seeing it, of BS. It's just, or they don't care, and it's just going to be BS, you know. Remember how after every catastrophic event ever happened, how everybody just kind of, it's like, when you suck in, you know. And that's what the control freaks are doing. They're sucking in, and they're going to start making more and more stupid rules. And people are they're for rules if the rules serve a place. I'm for rules if rules are like safety. I'm big on safety. I'll yell at somebody for not wearing a seatbelt. I'm all for safety. I know we have free will, but if you, I want people to hang out on the planet, you know, and and that's how I've learned about so many things, because I've been so clumsy and I've fallen down and I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I've learn lessons from every one of them. That's one of the reasons why I do these videos, so to teach people from the mistakes that I've made, understanding that I understand that they're gonna make their own, because that's how people are. But sometimes I listen to people and oh yeah, okay, alright, yeah, alright, I don't need to make that mistake. I'll live vicariously through other people. I do it all the time, in good and in bad. That's why I like Better Things so much, man. I live vicariously through the lives of other people, because I'm not quite where I want my life to be yet. You know, and I get close to it, and then I can't get other people to cooperate, because people don't want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. But more and more people are, I don't know, I'm finding them. They're finding me. We're finding each other. Same freak tribe. We're finding each other. You know, it's like, rambling on. I should just go. Just when I'm just going to read the chats. Oh, hi, everyone. Hey, Lucifer and the Light Bearer. I don't know a lot about the Light Bearer, but what I know about Lucifer, oh, I have a tape. How's this? I used to give my talk. This is how I know that I think that I would be a good, like, motivational speaker, because I had 12, 13 years of speaking about sharing my experience, strength, and hope. And I have a 10-minute talk on tape and CD. So I'm like on CD and tape. I have my own little tape. Yeah. So I'm published, I guess, not published. What would that be called? Anyway, Lucifer. Now I have a Scorpio moon. So that's one of the reasons why I get duped a lot in life, is because I get gullible, I get lost, and I think that most people are mostly good, or I want to believe that, and so I'm looking at all the good stuff in them, so all the stuff I recognize in them, or in myself, I see in them, the goodness, I'm like, but I'm not paying attention to the shadow side in the beginning. I'm just so excited because everything's so positive. I'm a little less susceptible to this the older I get. I'm a little bit get less excited about things. My point is I don't really pay attention right off about the shadow side of people, right? But some of the people that I've been acquainted with in my life are really dark people and have done some terrible things. Terrible things. And I think that's because, or I believe it's because, I don't think I know, it's because they've been void of spirit, or they've put that spirit in a place, because spirit is intertwined with consciousness, or and feelings and emotions. It's all kind of a hodgepodge, right? So when people don't want to deal with hurt feelings, oftentimes it's what a psychopath is they just don't want to feel their emotions, and they will ignore their low vibrational frequencies, the bad feelings, but when they do, they also can't feel the good ones either. So it's just, AI already lives, and how they conduct their lives is like watching how other people have done it, because ordinarily people do things because it feels good. But if things don't feel good, you just kind of have to go through the motions. So I don't know much about the light mirror, but what I know about my interpretation of all things like Luciferian and things like that, I mean, it's feeding the shadow. It's not having any discipline. It's how I get when I drink. Yeah, I get loose. Not to say that, because I don't ever want to hurt nobody, but when I drink, I make bad choices. I used to drink and drive. If I took the life of another, how is that any different than some sort of, because I remove my spirit and let my ego go forward? How is that any different than me doing some sort of cultish ritual type thing? It's not much of a stretch, is it? Right? Because you remove your spirit and you let your ego do whatever, because you have the power and control. You're not letting the light guide you, as far as I can see it. You're letting you're letting the shadow run the show. And we are living in a world where it's my 51% rule. If anybody's 51% more than anything else, then that is going to guide them and run their life. But it takes discipline to maintain it, at least 51%. Like, for instance, if at least 51% of the world's population got quiet and found peace within themselves, the world would do a complete 180. we wouldn't be living on the 3D Earth no more. We'd be living in 5D full time, all the time, you know? I wouldn't just be feeling these blissful, you know? And I know that's part of the reason why yesterday I had said it was the dip, because the day before the energy was so high and I let myself feel too good. I didn't keep it even keel. I can't let myself feel too good. I can't. I can feel really, really good. Don't think I'm like withholding and keeping myself from joy and limit. No. That's not it at all. It's feeling too good. That's why I drink. Okay? And especially during the constellations of the times right now, we're heading into Scorpion full moon. That's all about shadow. That's all about people looking at the dark, shadowy aspects of themselves. And are they going to let them go for once and for all, or are they going to keep living that way? And and a lot of people are going to choose to keep living that way because it's easier, it's lucrative, they make a lot of money, you know, they have enough distractions, they don't have to think about themselves. It's when you get all the distractions torn away, that's when, whoa, the reality of people and what they've become is not pretty, you know? It's not. I've never worn makeup. Because most of that shit they test on animals, you know? I'm hearing a lot of things about symbolism and stuff like that, and then like the, you know, with the rituals and stuff like that, because that comes every full moon too, you know? Because when people come from their shadow, they take the shortcut and they cheat and they do a lot of terrible things anyway. So there's a lot of like musicians and artists and stuff that I appreciate them, and I love music, and they've, you know, been significant parts of my life, but sometimes you find out things about artists that I'm not in alignment with them anymore. I'm not. I haven't been for, I was really disappointed, you know, and I start to put the pieces together, and I'm, you know, and I'm just like, well, maybe, you know, and that's the thing, is people all have free will, so they can live from their shadow, but they can always come back into the light, you know, and we're really seeing if people are right now, and like, I mean, I wonder, like with all the women, and because there's that craze last year with everybody was doing makeup and makeup tutorials, and with the freaking Groucho Marx stupid freaking lines on your eyebrows that with edges and what? Oh my god, I'm so not of this world. Anyway, and I'm just like, and I dealt with beagles and bassets. I have 4, you know, and I love them. They're my kids, you know, and I'm like, I wonder if all these freaking makeup crazed people, they don't even care what that about the animal testing that's done. They don't even care because they won't look at it, because ignorance is ignorance, and they want to live in their bliss. And so, you know, all the terrible, dastardly stuff in the world, people have gone on and just ignored it. They've just ignored it. Just ignored it. No, they didn't mean that. They didn't mean that. You're telling yourself they didn't mean that. They live out loud. The dark lives amongst the shadow. It's yin yang. And, you know, I used to think that people were like all evil and, you know, people were all good, and I don't think that anymore. I just think I'm just more worried about what are they 51% of the time. You know? So, and sometimes I think about Lucifer and I worry, because heck, you know, a freaking human being can only keep a positive attitude. Like earlier today, I'm just like, man, you know, people are freaking becoming disheveled after a month or two of not getting to go where you want, do what you want, and going to movies and entertainment and all this. I've been living like this for 3 years. Maybe I should be cracking up. You know? Maybe I should. But every day, but that's the thing, is because I had adapted this one day at a time lifestyle a long time ago. I mean, yesterday or day before, I was at A.M.P.M. and I was standing in front of all the beer and stuff. And I'm like, play the tape through, Marge. Drink it all. You go get more, you drink it all, you don't take care of mom, you fall down, you die, you know, you fall in the creek, you freaking break your, you know, play. It don't end well for you if you go down that route. And see, the thing of it is I can't help people when I go down that route, because that's that Luciferian energy. Is that, well, it doesn't matter. I'm living for my life anyway. Isn't there enough landfill that people that because they had to buy themselves the most expensive things and the most wonderful, and it just piles up because they have to keep buying themselves stuff because they deserve it, because they're so wonderful, and they work so hard, you know. What people deserve. I used to think I deserved freaking like running water. I still do, but the city doesn't, you know? It's just all this stuff. It's like the rules never apply to me. They never have. They never have. So now more and more people are slipping through the cracks. So if you need some guidance and advice on how to do that. All right. The place, people I'm around, they're so resistant, huh? I'm going back to Redding. You know what? I'm going back to Redding, California. And you know why I'm going back to Redding? Because we moved up there when I was 5 years old, 1979. Somewhere around there, we moved up there. Mom picked us up from school, and everything was packed, and then we lived there. And it's a brutal, hard-ass place to live. And there's fires, and it gets to like 111. You know, when I had the chicken pox, it was 117. We didn't have no AC, you know. This is why I have a fucking immune system, because I had the chicken pox. We didn't have any AC, and it was hotter outside than my temperature. Ha! You know? I think I've had maybe 2 cycles of antibiotics in my whole entire life. You know why? Because bodies need fucking biotics. Bodies need biotics. It's true. Anyway, moving back to Redding, because as brutal and as hard ass it is, I'm freaking tough as nails now. I used to be a little doormat and just a little bit more passive and everything like that, you know. And now I'm ready for it, and it's a beautiful place, man. If I want to drive up to Mount Shasta and walk around Mount Shasta, the Earth's first chakra, I can do that. Take mom along. You know, there is some of the most beautiful country in the world. And I've been all over the world. And it's just like, you know, I didn't know what I had until I left. And as far as people, I'm pretty much alone wherever I go. But I grew up there. I went to school there on and off, you know, throughout the years. So I know people there, you know. At least I'm inclined to run into someone I know, because freaking living in places that, you know, living in places where I don't know anybody, being an outsider, those days are over. People aren't friendly. It's all cliquey, you know. So, if anything, the hikes, man, the hikes, steep, quick, yeah, profitable. When I say profitable, I mean that it enriches your spirit. That you can go on like a 20-minute hike, and then the views that you get, there's nothing. There's no drug in the world that can get you that feeling sometimes, you know? So, I think I have been rambling on longer than I've rambled on ever in the history of me doing these videos. So, oh, shoot. No. Where'd it go? I hit a button. I hit a button. I wasn't just going to cut out like that. Matthias, okay, I will check him out. I don't like Gaia. You know why I don't like Gaia? Because they took something that was free and started profiting from it. And I know it's only $1, but still, no, it's not the right heart space. You give stuff away and then find other ways to make money like I do. It's not working yet, but it's not my time yet. Oops, okay. But I'll check out, but see, and then Matthias. Is it Matthias or Matthias? Matthias. I'll check him out. Oh, God. Hold on. I gotta get the cat in. He's yelling at me. Stanley! 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 Come on, kitty, kitty. Come on. Come on, I'm on a live. Has anybody else been moody? I've been very moody yesterday. And I know it's because I don't feel good. Or I didn't feel good. I feel 100% better today. 100% better today. 100% better today. Alright, did I talk about, before I go, did I talk about everything I wanted to talk about? Cutting things off that no longer serve you. And that's sad, because there's musicians, you know, that I saw live in concert and stuff like that. That had gotten me through a hard time. Oh shoot! I closed the window and he just tried to jump up. Ah! I feel like a jerk. Stanley, wait. Ugh. I have a big old huge lilac bush right out my window, and it smells so good. See, that's another thing that I've been using to self-nurture and self-care, and wherever I live, I will always have flowers around me. And you can tell a lot about a person about how they cooperate with gardening and stuff like that. And so when people are not good gardeners and they kill everything, if they want to, they can get a green thumb. You just got to be disciplined. You all right? You were laying down, got a little stiff, buddy? We got a little stiff. We're all getting older and stiff. But gardening has become one of my favorite things to do. Just getting your hands in the dirt. And weeding is great exercise, and it's really good to get out aggression too. One of the reasons, and as I say this, I know that I have to go do this. That it's important that I need to go do this in my own yard. Thing about being a contrarian, though, you know, I'm an Aries. I'm a big. If I don't want to do something, if something's not fun, I will kick and I'll drag and I'll wait until not do it. And then I'll also have that little voice in my head that's like, don't be lazy, you know, don't be a freaking scumbag. But because I'm not where I want to be, you know, when I lived in 2331, I mean, my yard was immaculate. The front yard, backyard had flowers planted everywhere. I posted some of the pictures up on Snapnax and on Facebook and Instagram. You know, I love flowers. Luther Burbank is my homeboy. We're the same same frequency, you know. Check out who Luther Burbank is, man. He creates some of the most. He created varieties. He was a botanist, great botanist, and I could do stuff like that. How come we're not eating like strawberry bananas is the same fruit? How come we're not doing that experiential? That light source just came in, but I know it's because Stanley opened the door and it's the light from the living room, but still it just like whoa appeared. This is kind of neat. Energy. It's all energy. It's so exciting. Oh my god, are people really gonna start living like this? That's what I hear, and I hear like talks. I'll go listen to people's talks, you know, on YouTube and whatnot, and I'm just astrologers and stuff. I'm like, God, and I hear them talk about energy and and I'm just like, God, I put it all together with my scientific background and everything, and I bring it down to the lowest common denominator, you know, vibe. I think I do a pretty. I look for other people like me to talk about this stuff, and I don't see any that talk about it like I do. I don't, and I look. They get bits and pieces, but they're not. And then it's just like, you can't say that too much, Marge, because your ego gets too big. What are you, special? Special? No, I'm not special. I am just a small, little mirror on a disco ball. Little aspect. And I'm trying to reflect light. And still being true to my human existence and honoring the fact that I do have a shadow side, but not using but using the energy from the shadow side in productive ways. Yeah, because everybody has it. We're seeing it more and more. We're seeing it. And I got to do more and more to curb it because I'm feeling on the collective. That's why I want to move to a freaking little hill, you know, little just no neighbors within like 500 feet, like 1,000 feet, thousand yards. Just no neighbors, just other people's noise. I like it quiet, you know. I think a lot more people do. And then I'll go out into the noise. I'll go into the noise. I'm not going to be a recluse. The world is going to be worth living in again. It already is, man. It's fun for me. No traffic. No traffic. Hey, there's parking places everywhere. Yay. Oh, I always park in the back anyway, far away, because I walk in. I walk far. Yeah, brisk walk, yeah. It's always good. So anyway, I just know that I can't. I gotta live amongst the least populated. Which this is so funny. My whole evolution is freaking hilarious because I just wanted to be in the mix. I just wanted to be at the party. I was just always action, action, action. The older I get, it's like I want peace and serenity all the time, and I will go into the action. And then I will come back out. So I'm going to come back out of the action now and go back and watch some 6 Feet Under on Hulu. I love that show. It's a good show. See, I live vicariously through other shows, and I get synchronicities and triggers and trips of this incarnation and that incarnation, and it's all pretty fun, you know. When I keep my attitude positive, but it's not always easy. It's not always easy. No. So, anyway, that's about all I got for now. For those of you that hung out today, thank you for making that connection with me. Thank you for connecting with me. That's, you know, it was for that reason that used to make me scared or fearful of doing lives, is because, oh, who's gonna want to it's not what people think about me. Who is on the other end is none of my business. I am grateful that you are there, because this can't be a negative or positive message unless there isn't a recipient to receive it. Okay? And so I can't make sense unless it makes sense to other people. It makes sense to me. Everything makes sense to me, but if it doesn't make, it's verification. Thanks for verifying the connection today. So I'll be back real soon, probably tomorrow. I'm gonna go take myself on an outing. Yep. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.